health authority here in the US, also in Europe. Yeah? We've seen that today, the medical environment has been through a tremendous acceleration of the innovation. Genomics, robotics, stem cells, new medical devices flooding the market every day. How can doctors upgrade their skills? How can they update their knowledge in order to propose to their patients the best available treatment? Well, I've been training doctors inside the operating room for the past 15 years, so that I've asked them what is the most efficient way for them to learn a new technique. Here are the results. Yeah? E-learning's total fiasco. Conference, they don't learn much there. In a workshop, there are not a lot of interaction with the expert. And the doctors, what they really want is the in-person training, what is happening with another colleague inside the operating room, the in-person training. Yeah, what we name in French the compagnonnage. So basically, this is what they want. They want the real experience inside the operating room, and this is what they get. This is what they want. This is what they get. So we've decided to address the real need when it comes to learning something new of the physicians. And, well, guess what we did? We created a platform. Yeah? Well, I'm not going to explain to a crowd of people from San Francisco what is a platform. You guys invented the platforms, yeah? But let me show you how it works, yeah? So if you're looking for a specific topic, and let's take a topic in the field of cardiology, the platform will generate some doctors all around the world that have decided that are willing to open their operating room to their colleagues so that they can come, they can travel to their operating room and learn something. So if I take the example of this guy at the Mount Sinai in New York City, he's having this training on the 1st and 2nd of May for 15 people that will come to New York City. Yeah? They won't use a video, they will come, they will travel, they will take a plane and they'll be with him, they will see 8 live cases, they'll have to pay $2,500. The business model is that we're taking a cut of this price. We're taking a cut when it comes to the doctors. The doctors have the possibility to mention the medical devices they are using. Yeah? And the industry obviously is interested in sponsoring some sessions. They know that the best way to boost the adoption rate of a new medical device is to use their trainers, their faculty, to train their new clients. So we have a business model for the doctors to doctors. We work with the industry as well. Just a few words about the company over the past 12 months. We're a very young company. We were created like 18 months ago. We raised some money, $1.4 million a year ago. We did a global launch here in the US and all over the world, 6 months ago, and we have a revenue of $240,000 since September last year. What's interesting, and this is the reason why there is a huge potential, is that it is becoming a legal obligation for all the doctors in the world, to go for some very practical trainings in order to renew their license. And there are around 20 million specialists around the world. Thank you for your attention, and I'm ready to take all your questions.
Great job.
You started out by basically alluding to the fact that only 8% of people in this audience are learning anything. Everyone else is wasting their time. Question for you on the motivations of the physicians to participate, so the ones that are actually doing the teaching, understanding how you're actually recruiting them and why. And the second question of that is, how do the institutions feel about it? Because if you're a Mount Sinai or any of these top institutions, part of their value of getting residents as others is that you could actually train, and if that suddenly becomes open to others, does that in any way dilute that value proposition?
Well, no, absolutely not. And I think, first of all, the conferences, they kind of titillate the curiosity of the people there, and it's great. It's a first step for a training. Now what we're doing is the real experience inside the operating room, yeah, where the doctors see the good, the bad, and the ugly happening. And I think it is not a fellowship because these doctors, they usually come for 1 day, 2 days, 5 days maximum, because they want to see another colleague doing an operation, someone that they have seen on stage during 7 minutes.
Yeah, I understand from the physician. I'm sorry, the person who's actually performing the surgery, why would they let someone in there operating?
Well, first of all, it's part of their Hippocrates oath, yeah, to transmit their knowledge. And most of the experts, they are extremely happy to do it. They're really happy to have colleagues from around the world and say, well, this is what I can do, and I'm happy to show you that. And for the hospitals, all of a sudden, these hospitals, our job, thanks to the digital team that we have, is to create a global visibility. Well, we were talking about interventional cardiology, for instance. Our job is to make sure that all the interventional cardiologists in the world, they know now that they could come to New York City and spend 2 days with Professor Sharma and discover his own technique. And the experts, they really love that. It's part of their DNA as doctors, yeah?
2 quick questions. Do the physicians get CME credit for when they go observe a physician, work with them?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the trainings have CME credits, so if you participate to some of these trainings, yeah, you will go home with your 10, 15, 20 CME credits.
And how do you recruit physicians in both the ones who want to learn and the ones who want to train? How do you identify them?
So at the time being, we have around 800 in the field of cardiology, orthopedics, urology, neurology, plastic surgery. And actually, all these guys, we recruit them through the conferences, yeah? We invite them to join. And for them, they're really interested in general to join the platform and say, okay, well, now I have the occasion to train my colleagues. And because you guys, like us in Invivox, you guys do the dirty job. You take care of handling the registration, handling the payment, handling the travel of the physicians, of the visiting guests, and so on. So this is the way we recruit them, and through digital campaigns.
One last question. Does the physician who's training get the money, or does the institution get the money?
So it could work in different ways.
Okay.
If you're a private doctor working in a private clinic, it's very simple. If you work in an institution, so the money can go directly to the association, to the institution. You can split the payment. Yeah, it could be 40% in your pocket.
So it's all negotiable.
Yeah. And we work, for instance, with the Foundation Surgeons of Hope, and the doctors, they can donate the amount of their revenues of the trainings to this foundation. And at the end of the year, because it's a donation to a foundation, they can deduct that from their taxes.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking all my questions, but I do have a follow-up question. You mentioned you had a $250,000 revenues already, and is that in Europe or
No.
here in the US?
No, the revenue is $250,000, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a little bit in Europe, a little bit in the US, mostly coming from 35 different countries. Yeah, we had a training recently nearby Paris, and open to 25 doctors in the field of interventional cardiology. And we had 13 different countries who came, people from Taiwan, from India, from the US, because the doctor is a real rock star.
Oh, okay, but the surgeries take place in 35 countries, or they come from 35 countries?
At the moment, the surgeries take place mainly in the US and in Europe, but people can come from everywhere. We have surgeries happening in Dubai, we have surgeries happening in Australia as well, but mainly this is Europe and US for the time being.
Just to understand, the $240,000 of revenue so far, is that the purchase price of the class, like what I would call the gross merchandise volume, or is that your 10 to 20% that you're keeping?
Yeah, well, that's the general turnover, so that's the total amount. That's what the people paid for the class.
Great, Julien, good job.
Thank you all.
Thank you. And I just want to come to center to get here's your bottle of bread and bottle of wine and your marriage box paradigm. And congratulations. Okay. Our next